Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. How's it going? Is everybody still on a high from the big Champions League win? I know we are. Sarah was so excited tonight. She scarfed down her food very quickly and got sick. She's feeling a little gastro right now, indigestion.
Yeah, so if I have to take a breather from the video, Sarah will take over. But yeah, has everyone seen all the videos of big Arsenal's homecoming? I don't know if it was called a parade. I'm not exactly sure what it was called, but Katie McCabe was going wild.
MC McCabe. Yeah. You get it? MC.
Them dancing, Renee right there with them. I saw a comment and someone said they're new, like they've always liked Renee, but their new crush is Renee. Like they have an extra crush on Renee. Actually, in our video that we talked about Renee and her partner, when Renee kind of showed her partner and her son, that video has gotten a lot of views over the last couple of days because people I think they're like mesmerized. This young, Renee came up through Arsenal and now she's the first Dutch coach to win Champions League. She's young. I mean, just quite a story, and everyone's loving her. Everyone is loving her. But yeah, did everyone see the parade? I'm calling it a parade, homecoming. Was anyone there? I saw a TikTok that they underestimated how many people were going to show up, and thousands upon thousands of people showed up.
Got pretty wild.
Yeah, I saw their dancing. I mean, it just looked like a party. It looked so fun. But kind of going back to the game, you and I talked about the game. I want to talk about two things about that game in particular. One thing was our video kind of had I forget what the title specifically was, but I think it said Arsenal's miraculous win. And people weren't quite excited by that title. They were nice about it, but they're like, it wasn't miraculous. It was a plan that was executed that they could do.
Okay, someone says, nothing miraculous about our win. Renee had the tactics. We knew we'd have to suffer to win, and we did just that through hard work and belief. Up the Arsenal. Okay, and this comment says, Arsenal won, period. It wasn't a miracle. It was a fantastic team effort that played hard and never gave up. They earned it and deserved it. Renee was key in helping these players believe in themselves. Bravo, Arsenal.
There was a couple of comments. They weren't mean or anything. They were completely legitimate because we kind of used a little clickbait or sensationalism in the title. But they're right. But I did see a couple people say that the idea that it was miraculous. I mean, they had the tactics. They had apparently, obviously, they're going to study tape of Barcelona. But I just think this plan that Renee came up with and the players implemented, I mean, they performed to perfection. But I think they were going to win the game even if they weren't playing to perfection. I really do. Because also, I saw this on TikTok. I don't know. Maybe I'll play the video. Maybe I'll play the TikTok. I'm not sure when I edit it. But this creator was talking about one of the things that led to Arsenal, that goal that Stina Blackstenius scored. One of the things that led to that goal was the fact that, as we know, we talked about our last video, everyone knows, Stina has a penchant for being offsides. She's kind of world famous for it. And, that's kind of like a negative, I guess. You know what I mean? You don't want to be offsides. But this creator was talking about, did that reputation for being offsides help Arsenal score that goal? Because I can't play the video because of copyright, but maybe I'll try to put stills in. If you look at that goal, two things happened. One, that goal was set up perfectly, and I might read a comment that they practiced this in particular with Beth Mead passing the ball, Stina getting in position. But if you look at the and this is something I noticed when I watched the game, but this TikTok in particular pointed that out. That if you look at the Barcelona defenders, Paredes in particular, they're not focused on Stina. They're not focused on blocking the ball. They're more focused on raising their arm to call offsides. Like, I'll put the picture up. I probably can't play the video. I'll show Sarah. Paredes, you can see, I'll put the still up. When the ball is still in Stina's foot, Paredes, one of the other defenders, they're raising their hand for like offsides. Like, oh, offsides. Because they're either convinced she's already going to be offsides because that's her reputation, or because they know for fact she is, which she wasn't. If you look at the way Paredes is positioned, she doesn't know she's offside. She's just like, oh, it's Stina Blackstenius. she's famous for being offside. But I don't know. And also, I'm sure the Barcelona coaches, they play them film. They play everyone has tactic meetings. I'm not sure how to say that, but they're like, okay, the reports are always Stina's offsides. But my question is, Paredes in particular seemed to be, because if you look at the way the ball goes, her hand is still up when the ball flies by her. You would think, be more concerned on the ball, because they're going to check it on VAR anyway. They always check the goals for offside. So them raising their hands, I'm not quite sure what the thinking is there, because they're going to check it anyway. You get what I'm saying?
It's really bitchy, Coach Sarah. What the heck?
I know. I'm making it sound like I know this, but I did notice that. I think they raised their hands prematurely, and it didn't help them. Now, they know what they're doing. They're Barcelona, but I thought it was interesting. When I saw that TikTok, I said, yeah, me as an untrained, I even noticed that. You know what I mean? So did everyone see that? I thought so. The creator of the TikTok said, did a Blackstenius reputation for being chronically offsides help Arsenal in this situation? And I actually think it may have. I think Barcelona was too concerned. I think Barcelona was a little overly concerned with maybe of her being offsides when they're going to check it on VAR anyway. So, and then I saw comments like this on that video, but I'll have to read it.
Oh, absolutely. 2 defenders and the goalkeeper raise their hands instead of defending when Stina is on the ball ready to shoot. And then someone else says, exactly what I thought. 3 of them calling offsides instead of going for it is crazy to me. It's a final.
Yeah, I did notice that. Like I said, I don't tactics, I don't know much about tactics, but to be that concerned, if there wasn't VAR, maybe I could see that, but we know there's VAR. Heck, sometimes people think VAR gets it wrong too, even with offsides, but they weren't going to win that probably anyway. And maybe the line judge would, I don't know, but did everyone notice that? But that's actually to not take away what Arsenal did. That's to appreciate what Arsenal did. They just had everything down. In Barcelona, they were not the better team. But I will say, miraculous, maybe not miraculous, maybe very awesome. But we're going to kind of move directions here, because kind of a shocking announcement happened today that I think a lot of people were shocked by. Just 35 days before Euros are to start, and now Nations League's going on during this international break, Mary Earps has officially announced her retirement from international football. I'll have Sarah read the headline.
Euro 2022 winner opts out before summer title defense. Mary Earps has shocked her England teammates by retiring from international football with immediate effect, saying it is the right time to step aside and give the younger generation an opportunity to thrive. Her decision comes only 36 days before the start of the 2025 European Championship in Switzerland, where England will be hoping to defend their title. Hehe, goalkeeper?
There seems to be a typo on this print, so Sarah's finding a lot of joy out of this.
I'm pulling MJ there,
okay.
And instead of hee. Okay, the goalkeeper has had discussions with the Lionesses head coach Sarina Vigman about retiring from international duty for 12 to 18 months. It is also understood that Earps informed Vigman she was going to retire during England's last camp in April, but was asked to reconsider.
So that is the headline. She's retiring at an interesting time, I would say. The fact that the Euros start in 35 days, the fact that in that article it says that she had been thinking about it for a while, but there is, I don't want to say controversy, but some people think, I think I might put this in the title, that Mary Earps has rage quit.
Rage quit? Oh my gosh, heck, I would.
Yeah, because people think that she was either told, or there was discussions that she wasn't going to be number one keeper for the Euros, or going forward it was going to be Hannah Hampton, and that Mary kind of said, hey, if I'm not going to be number one, I am not as interested in playing for England, because if you think about how much time and everything it takes to play for national team, when you're also playing for club team, and club team kind of pays the bills, maybe she just said, if I'm not going to be number one, I don't want to play, rage quit. Now, I don't necessarily believe that, and I'll tell you why in a second. But I'll have Sarah read this. This is a good overview of what I saw today. It's some slides a TikTok creator put on TikTok, but I'll have Sarah read it.
The Mary Earps situation. This morning, Mary Earps announced her retirement from international football with immediate effect. However, plenty of outlets and fans have jumped to conclusions about why this happened. Starting with Earps herself, on her Instagram post, she said she had been thinking about this decision for a while. She also said she was stepping aside to give the new era of England players an opportunity. The Guardian reported that Earps has been having conversations about retirement for 12 to 18 months. Serena Vigman asked her to reconsider, but Earps stuck with her decision. They also report she paid for her flight over herself to say goodbye to the team. Meanwhile, the Telegraph reported a completely different story, saying Earps' decision to retire angered Vigman, and that Earps' meeting with her teammates yesterday was awkward. On top of this, plenty of fans are making their own conclusions over why Earps has chosen to retire. Ultimately, we may never know the truth, but what we are neglecting to do is celebrate a truly phenomenal international career. There's always been a rush to blame or vilify someone, but sometimes things like this just happen. It's sad in a way not to see Earps celebrated as one of England's greatest at this time, which is something she truly is.
Yeah, so, that creator put together those slides, which I thought was a pretty concise situation of what's going on. But basically, we don't know. It could be either. She had been thinking about it for 12 to 18 months to retire from international play. To do it 36 days before the Euros seems a little bit strange, but we don't know. We don't know all the details. Also, maybe she knew she wasn't going to be number one, and she goes, if I'm going to go and kind of sit on the bench, for me, it doesn't make sense, especially if other players need experience as well. So we never quite will know. Like that person said, the fact that what she did at the Euros, what she did at the World Cup, she won the SPOTY, the Sports Person of the Year, major. But I will say this. One of the very first things that I thought about when I saw Mary Earps had retired and there was kind of this controversy, Leah Williamson did an interview not that long ago. And one of the things she said, the question was, I even forget the question, who's someone on your team that you want to get to know better, something like that. She specifically said, I'm not even sure if that was the right context, but she said, Mary Earps, she goes, I don't know anything about her. She doesn't say anything. She's really private, like really private. That's coming from Leah Williamson, the captain of England. Mm. So that just makes me believe whatever Mary is going through, she's private about it, and there could be a lot of things going on. But I thought that was kind of major for Leah to say. Yeah, and then someone here says, totally get her disappointment with being number 2, if that is true, but I wanted to read this comment. But she's been talking about retiring for 12 to 18 months. I wish she'd say through the Euros, the timing is shocking. And then some outlets are just reporting, like there's a Telegraph article that was just released, and it's basically saying the title is, and this person says, it's hard to think of a more short-sighted and selfish decision on the eve of a major international tournament for an England player. So some people are taking the thought that it's just selfish. How dare she do that to the Lionesses in England?
Okay, someone says, I don't blame her. She has to think of her own career. If she got injured on England duty, she would be quickly forgotten. Women's pay is a lot less in comparison to the men's game. At 32 in her prime, she still has to secure her future financially and concentrate on her club football. Yeah. And another comment says, I personally think that this headline is short-sighted when we have no idea of the full context behind this decision.
Yeah, so just shocking, I hope she's okay. Even if she's just making a personal decision. People pointed out a lot of her teammates in the comment section of her post where she announced that we're all supportive. If they were mad at her, I don't think they would have commented. I don't know.
Mary's got to do what Mary's got to do, what's best for her and what she wants, honestly.
And even if Serena Vigman is going to be mad, as much as the coaches care about the players, they care about winning too. I mean, I hate to say they care about that more, but what does everyone think about that? It's kind of shocking. Maybe more on that coming, but not even like a farewell game. But I hope she's okay. That's the most major thing. But also, kind of transitioning to another topic. There's no real connection to this topic, but there's going to be a new baby blue in the world. Guro Reiten, Chelsea extraordinaire, Norwegian international. Her and her partner Julie, they have announced that they're expecting a little one. And Julie, I think it was maybe a dual post, announced that they're pregnant, and her partner Julie looks pretty far along. So they're gonna be mums. So excited for this.
They're gonna be mummies.
Yeah. Guro is pretty. Her and Julie don't post a lot. Apparently, they've been together for a while. Apparently from reports late 2023, and Julie is also an athlete. Apparently she competed, or she still competes, or not being pregnant, in alpine skiing. And they post, but they don't post too much. But they're pretty low key about it. But this is not low key. This is a beautiful baby.
This is the highest of keys that you could have.
They don't post too much with each other, but they're obviously together. And also, that was the thing, that little baby Jagger Mewis-Kerr is going to have a best friend. Because we know Guro and Sam Kerr are famously, the four of them, Erin, Millie, Guro, and Sam Kerr, all best friends on Chelsea. So Jagger's going to have a playmate for, as long as they're playing for Chelsea together. But super excited for her, and around the web, again, a lot of homophobia. I think the more feminine, and Guro's kind of a fan favorite, especially with men, because she is very pretty, that a lot of men are like, oh, I could turn her straight. That whole gross thing. And they get a lot of homophobia on the comments. And, Chelsea didn't put it on there. Oh.
The homophobia just makes us gayer, right? Like the gayometer, it just goes through the roof. So thank you for your service, gentlemen. Yeah. Thank you.
That doesn't help anything. But Guro has a lot of male fans from what I could put together, and they're very free, and whatever they want to say if they think it's wrong. And so, but Chelsea didn't announce it on theirs. Maybe that's one of the reasons why. Hey, do I need more attention because they get a lot of hatred. Chelsea didn't announce it on their Instagram, but maybe Guro and Julie just said, hey, maybe not. We don't want any more attention other than from our fans. But so many babies. It is baby fever. It's baby central. Gay couples, straight couples, in between, and everyone, baby fever, and I love it. I feel like for a long time, Sarah and I were just talking about this, and I'm sure the world was talking about it, that you couldn't just have a baby, get pregnant, because there wasn't the protection involved in sport for women, and also because it wasn't safe. Oh, you're pregnant? Oh, you're off the team. Oh, you're pregnant? Oh, you don't get pay. Oh, you get pregnant? You're losing your spot. So now it's a lot more safe to have kids and be a mom, whether or not you're the one carrying or not. So very excited for her.
Yes, we love soccer babies.
Yes. What does everyone think? Questions, comments down below. Just so many random stories. What does everyone think? We covered a lot of different things here. But
time to say goodbye now.
We'll talk to everyone later. Have a great night. Bye.
Bye.